Hi, I'm Cosmic Spectrum and I'm an independent artist. And this is my art channel where I share some of my art process and my current projects. Welcome to my channel and welcome back if you're a regular. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys some little pen and marker drawings that I did recently for the purpose of reopening my shop very soon. Also a stationery unboxing / haul that I got recently, and my brand new desk from FlexiSpot. So this is the current state of my studio. It's still relatively barren, but I'm gonna talk later maybe in this video, or maybe I'll make another video altogether about how my studio setup has been going so far and why it has not been set up at all at this point. But yes, I am currently in the middle of a bunch of things, including some freelance work, just getting back on track with my projects, and also getting ready to finally reopen my shop, which I've been planning to reopen for a long time. Honestly, I had a completely delusional view that I could reopen my shop like a week or 2 weeks after I moved to the new house, but time has proven that that was completely insane to expect of me. So I'm just kind of, I guess getting used to the fact that my estimates for things were completely off after moving, and I'm finally getting close to reopening it now, though that it's been a little over a month since I moved. And the first step for me was to organize all the stuff in my basement, which is where I put most of my merchandise and the packing materials and whatnot. There's a lot of space down there, but there are just so many things other than my art stuff, and it took a little bit of time for me to figure it out. And at this point it's almost ready to go, although there's still a bunch of boxes of books and such that I need to move around to make some room on the big carpenter's table thing that's down there. But anyways, I actually have some exciting news for maybe some people. As some of you guys know, I have not had the hardcover version of my previous art book called Milk of Melancholy in my shop for quite some time. I ran out of those maybe over a year ago, at least at this point, I think. Mostly because I honestly thought I completely ran out of them, but as it turns out, while I was moving, I discovered a couple of boxes in the very back of my storage locker from the previous place where I used to live, and yeah, I still have a couple of boxes of those, and I still have to examine them. I'm really hoping that those boxes are good, because I did have an issue where some of the boxes back in the day were kind of damaged. But you know what, even if they're a little bit damaged, then I'll just still put them up as like B, C grades or whatever at a discount. So yeah, I'll tell you guys more about that in a future video where I am ready to open my shop very soon, hopefully. But yes, so in this video, like I said, I am showing you the process of these doodles / little drawings that I did on this beautiful stationery paper. I like to make little freebies like this sometimes before a shop reopening, especially after I had my shop closed for quite some time. For me, having it closed for almost, I think, over 2 months now is a pretty long time. It is a significant chunk of my income, I would say, and I am certainly feeling that at the moment. So I am really excited and kind of like really anticipating opening it up again. And I did kind of honestly miss packing orders and whatnot. I really enjoy that stuff sometimes. So yes, I got these absolutely precious little papers from a recent stationery haul that I got from AliExpress, and I will actually show you guys the stationery haul unboxing in this video as well. I'll make it kind of concise. Like, I think the recording of my unboxing is about half an hour, but I'll definitely like edit it down to a reasonable length and tell you about some other things that are going on with me. And I will also show you a couple of more of these little drawings, which I ended up really liking. But before I get to those parts of the video, I'm just going to show you my brand new desk, which I am so excited about because I've been wanting a standing desk for so long and I could never get one because I just never had enough space in my previous work environment, which was just a tiny condo. So thank you so much to FlexiSpot for sending me this amazing Pro Standing Desk E7 and also the Pro Mesh office chair, which was a very pleasant surprise. I was a bit nervous about putting together the desk and because the packages were quite heavy, but it was actually very straightforward and easy. Stefan, my husband, did help me, of course, but I do think that if I had to put it together alone, I would have probably managed, I think. But yeah, I love that it also has this built-in cable management tray under the desk. So the end result is very neat and clean, which I absolutely love because, you know, like everybody else, I really don't like an excess of cables, which I have more than enough of on my other desk. And the chair is super comfortable, which is actually surprising to me because I do have an ergonomic chair, but this one does feel a lot better than the one I already have, which is awesome. It's a huge plus. And yeah, like I said, absolutely love this desk. It is beautiful, super well designed, and it will definitely save me from some back and neck pain. It's really great to have the option of just standing up, especially when you draw all the time like I do. Highly recommend these products from FlexiSpot if you want to check it out and check out FlexiSpot's other desks, which they have a lot of different options. You can find the link in my description below. And again, thank you so much, FlexiSpot, for sending me the desk and the chair. And now I'll show you the unboxing of the stationery that I ordered recently. And honestly, like, I have so much stationery that I really probably shouldn't have gotten this haul, but it was such a pleasure to look at all these beautiful papers. And the reason why I actually ordered this, because I was kind of down in the dumps and I just needed like one of those shopping pick-me-ups to look forward to, so that was my reasoning. And of course, stationery is something I love very much. As some of you guys know, it's one of my favorite things and hobbies to collect stationery and journaling and whatnot, which is unfortunately stuff that I haven't been able to do much of recently. But yeah, I got this haul from AliExpress, and I know a lot of people say that you shouldn't buy stationery from AliExpress. Personally, I'm kind of like in the camp of maybe avoiding buying certain stationery because I know that they're known for sometimes ripping off artists without their knowledge when it comes to designs, but typically the kind of stuff that I order personally is like royalty-free old Victorian type of artwork, which I actually have downloaded myself. Like, there are free designs of this kind of stuff floating around everywhere, so I don't think that this is produced by any specific artist. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in any case, yeah, I tend to, when I do these stationery hauls from AliExpress, I do tend to avoid anything that looks like it was made by a specific artist. Like, I don't really get anything with drawings on it. It's usually just like these vintage designs, and yeah. So I really like to include loose stationery freebies, like little papers and decorative scrapbooking type of things with some orders from my shop when the orders include like multiple stationery items. So I know that the person who's making the order really likes the same type of stuff. So for that reason, when I get these hauls, like I get multiples of everything. And then later on, I like to utilize them for my shop in many different ways. Like, some of it is I like to include tiny little thank you notes that just say thank you for your support, and I like to put those, like, do those by hand on these pretty stationery papers. So yeah, there's that. So I guess it's not all just for my indulgence. Like, I suppose it is stuff that I do use for my shop. But yeah, I am really excited to pull out all of my stationery things and organize them in a more permanent setting where I have a lot more space than I used to before. When I was moving, I found so much stationery that I forgot that I even had, because like I said, the space that I was in was so small that I sometimes used like boxes to put things in, or I have like a bunch of folders, little plastic folders where I would keep all these stationery things. And I actually bought a couple of these really cute bags. They're called Bow. I got those from Sticky Club. If you guys don't know about Sticky Club, it's a really, really nice sticker company that has sticker packs that you can, I think, subscribe to. Yes, subscription. It's like a subscription thing. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about that, but I got a couple of really cute bags from there for specifically that were designed for stationery storage, and I adore those bags. And the problem is I filled them up completely with stationery, and then I put them on my shelf where they look super pretty, but then afterwards I almost never actually opened them, and at some point I guess I completely forgot what was inside, which is why when I was moving I discovered all these forgotten treasures that I am very excited to sort out at some point. I know it's going to be like a really big task for sure, because there are just so many different things, and I'm gonna really have to do some research about how people, like, about how stationery enthusiasts store all their tiny little things. Definitely something I should put on my to-do list. But yeah, I have about 1 million sticker sheets that I don't think I will ever be able to use in my life. So I'm also thinking of maybe trying to sell some of those in bundles, like at a very discounted price later, because I just know for sure that I'm not gonna be able to use them all in my lifetime. So there's that. But anyways, those are good problems to have, I guess. For a while after, I actually got this desk a few weeks ago, which is, I'm like kind of late on this video. I wish I could have done it earlier. What happened was, after I set up the desk, I couldn't even actually use it for a couple of weeks at least, because we suddenly got hit with this heat wave, and we discovered that up in the attic where our offices are located, it just got so extremely hot. It was like a furnace up here, and even though the house does have central AC, it just did not reach the attic at all. So basically, like, if I would step into the little staircase that leads up into the attic space, it was this sudden and intense temperature change. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm like so sensitive to the temperature. I really, really need to regulate it to be exactly just lukewarm / slightly on the cooler side for me to be able to work comfortably, which I know is kind of like, I don't know, I should probably be more resilient than that, but I feel like the heat makes it impossible for me to focus, and I cannot stand like having sweaty hands while I work. But also, when it's a little bit too cold, I can't work either, because my hands do feel really cold. I don't know, I have like poor circulation or something. But anyways, I actually tried, I did make attempts to work up in this room. So I was trying to record one of these little drawings. I think it was the first one where the footage kind of cut off before I could finish it. And so what happened was, my phone that I was using to record it actually shut off the camera and gave me a message to wait for the phone to cool down before I can use the camera app again. And that's the point at which I figured, okay, this is definitely too hot and I can't continue working up here. So I did move a couple of my things downstairs in the kitchen where it was much, much cooler. So that is pretty much the rest of the footage of the little drawings. I did do the unboxing on the desk, but yeah, like I said, it was a whole thing where it was a little bit annoying because there's only so much stuff I could do on the kitchen table, so it really kind of stagnated my work schedule quite a bit. I couldn't really work using my CINTIQ either, which was a huge nuisance because I had freelance work that I wanted to work on and should have been working on, but the CINTIQ just kept overheating, and honestly it was making so much noise that I was afraid it was scary. I was scared that it was gonna explode or something. Especially since a couple of months ago I actually had an issue with my computer where it was overheating while I was trying to export videos, and it did just randomly shut down after it got to a certain point. So I was really scared of something like that happening again, so I just kind of left it alone for a little bit. But anyways, Stefan and I decided to just get air conditioning installed up here, which is something we had to wait for, but now it is absolutely perfect, and the blissful, perfectly controlled environment that I need has finally been set up in this room. So I'm really happy about that. And of course, since we got that sorted out, I have been working a lot more. I still do feel like I'm a little bit behind on my work stuff, and I would like to catch up, but I have been making a lot of progress on that front. Like, I'm glad that I have been able to do some stuff with my characters for Patreon. There's some stuff that I haven't posted yet that I've done for Patreon, like behind the scenes, and yeah, I've been feeling really good about getting back to work and normalizing my schedule, if you will. There's a bunch of other stuff that I had to deal with on the side, but maybe I'll talk about it some other time. It had to do with like the situation that I had with my mom and the house. Some of you guys probably don't know what I'm talking about, but I made a video about that a couple of months ago. It was a really big stressor for me, but in any case, yeah, these doodles, I love how these little drawings turned out. It can be really relaxing for me to do stuff like this, and I am glad that I'm able to include them with some of the shop orders. I'm sure it's like a nice little surprise for the people that do end up getting those. I should really do this kind of stuff more often, and I know that this video has like four of them in it, I think. I'm definitely planning to do several more before I do open my shop. They're not super time consuming, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also very much looking forward to getting back to journaling and also doing some more collage type of sketchbook spreads using some of this new stationery stuff that I got. It's so beautiful, and I definitely want to implement these little papers and more stuff that I do. I've been really missing drawing in my sketchbook. One of the reasons why I haven't done that much lately is because, like I mentioned to you guys, I've been super slow on the unpacking front in my studio, so all of my supplies are still pretty much packed up at this point, mostly because I don't have anywhere to store them yet, but I'm slowly getting there. I will hopefully sort that out in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, I'm planning to open the shop next week, probably like later next week if possible. I'm gonna really aim for that, and I have pretty much accepted at this point that setting up my studio will take much longer than anticipated, and I also think that it's good that some time has passed, because I had some like pretty crazy ideas at first, and I'm glad that I wasn't able to execute them swiftly, because I have changed my mind since then about some of that stuff. I'll tell you more about what I wanted to do with my room in another video, and now I have kind of changed that aspect of it, so we'll see what I end up doing. Who knows, maybe I'll change my mind again. But yeah, I mentioned, or I talked about having some issues with like being addicted to the stupid mobile game, or like just being unable to focus, like having a really hard time focusing. In my last video, or a couple of videos ago, I wanted to let you guys know that I did manage to solve that stupid addiction problem with the little mobile game or whatever. I mean, obviously the first step was to just delete it, but afterwards I picked up reading again. I started reading a book kind of recently. I've been really into gothic horror literature lately, and my friend and I have been reading a lot of gothic horror books together, so we have like our little tiny book club of 2 where we will read something and then we'll talk about it over dinner. Definitely one of the highlights of my existence is doing that. I absolutely love reading books and then talking about them with somebody. So yeah, the latest one that I was reading is called The Castle of or sorry, not The Castle, I'm thinking of something else. It's called The Mysteries of Udolpho by Anne Radcliffe, and it's one of the like first gothic horror novels that pretty much established the genre for what it is. And yeah, I mean, I have so many thoughts on that book. I know that it's so niche, like as a subject matter to talk about or make separate videos about. It's super niche, so I don't know if anybody would want to listen to me talk about the books that I read, because I mean, some of them are like a serious commitment. This one was, I think the one that I read was like almost 700 pages or something, so it was quite a lot, but it was a hell of a ride. And even if I don't love something 100% that I read, I still find a lot, I get a lot out of like criticizing afterwards, like what I didn't like about it and such. So yeah, but that really helped me relax on the constant like distraction front, because reading is very focusing. It's a very focused type of experience, so that's been absolutely great. I feel like my mind has really kind of calmed down. And some things have also resolved themselves in the background pertaining to my mom and that situation, so that's good. I mean, it's still kind of ongoing, but for the most part, I think I can just try to step away from that stuff mentally. So yeah, that's about all the news that I have for you guys. I know I didn't really talk too much about the art. There wasn't too much to talk about in this one. Just wanted to let you know what's happening with me, and very excited about doing the Reference Wednesdays videos again as well. And I am super looking forward to getting on a more regular schedule with my YouTube and my project stuff. So thank you guys so much for continuing to watch my videos, and thank you so much to my dear patrons for supporting me. Especially it means a lot during a time like this when my shop was closed and I was kind of missing a big chunk of my income. So big thanks to you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.